show, I got these really cool headers that Scott Drake sent me. These things are stainless. They got some thick flanges on it. Well, you'll see. Just keep an eye on the show. You'll see what I'm talking about. And the 90s Mustangs. I'm starting to get in a lot of these 90 Mustangs. The ball joints are falling out of these things, so I got a whole ball joint thing. And then, of course, I got the second half of that disc brake setup that we're retrofitting on a early 64 to 66 car. So you got to stay tuned to this episode of Operation Mustangs and more.
On the road almost every night, and I'm thinking about you, baby. The crowded streets and the neon lights, it sometimes drive me crazy. So far from home and a bit to be tight, 'cause I'm trying to reach you on another line. A stupid lyric from a cover song's been rolling through my head all afternoon long. It's driving me crazy. Ooh, I wanna run away.
You know, I have so much fun with those twin boys of mine. I send them out and I have them do all sorts of stuff. Last episode you saw where I had them out there cleaning my engine and cylinder head pile. Well, this week I had a little project that I thought I'd send them out there just to kind of give them a little bit of a hard time. Check this out. Hey, Preston. Remember last week I had you move all those engines and cylinder heads and everything over there so I could do some snow plowing? Well, we've been lucky here. Well, no, you don't have to move them back. But we've been lucky here in Chicago. We haven't gotten any snow yet, so we got one more task we got to do. You know those Roman columns that I've been holding on to that I think are so valuable?
Yeah.
I got one over there and two over here. Well, I need these two over here moved. Let me show you.
How do you want us to move them over there?
Well, number one, I think these things have some value, so I don't want them broken up, okay? So I want them taken over there.
They're junk.
Well, they're not junk, but if one of you guys wants to try and take one end and the other guy wants to try to take the other end, then you can bring them around and I'll show you where to put them over there. But don't do anything that's going to bust them up for me, all right? Let me show you where they got to go.
Sure.
Now, the last time you guys did those engine things, that turned out good. You guys did a good job. But this column over here, as you can see, this column is in real nice shape and it's intact. And I got a feeling that thing's going to be, that is worth something. So I want the other two columns brought over here. We'll put them against the fence. We'll clean up some of this other junk before the snow flies too. But I want the two columns over here.
I don't know if both of them will fit.
Well, give it your best shot. If you run into a problem, call me over. All right?
Let's walk over and see how Rob is doing putting a final polish on this old Fox body we've been working on, the silver one.
Wow, that looks good, Rob.
Color turned out good.
Man. This is that base coat, clear coat.
Yeah.
Nice. Real slick. I like this color on this car. I wasn't sure I was going to like it. I like it.
I like
you know?
it too. I thought he was going with the silver plus, because then I heard this color, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
This is nice.
You had a good choice of color.
How the parts in...
Pepper gray.
Yeah, it's the pepper gray from the Gone in 60 Seconds car. How the parts in the booth coming?
Oh, they turned out awesome.
Yeah?
Want to take a look?
Yeah, let's take a look.
Laid out really nice.
All this stuff, this is the painted stuff for the ground effects panels that we're working on for a 97 Mustang.
Right. Okay. Boy, there's enough parts to paint besides the car, huh?
Yeah. I still have a hood and trunk with to go.
Okay. Ground effects, roof skirts,
The roof rails.
the roof
Hood
rails.
scoops, the side scoops, gas door, the tail light, trunk lid,
Yeah.
license plate
Yeah,
packet, whatever
right,
you want to
yeah.
call the thing.
Oh, looks good. Looks good. I like it. I like it. That guy should be real happy with that
Yeah.
car. All right. This 90, what do you think? We'll go out Saturday?
Yeah.
All right.
Go without a problem.
All right, looks good. The Scott Drake Automotive Group has come out with a really cool looking header this year. And I tell you what, it's state of the art. Headers have never gotten so good in the last few years, and Scott Drake has certainly come up with the ultimate in headers for your early Mustang. It's a tri-Y header that they had similar to what was on the Shelby Mustangs. And everybody knows about what Shelby did with his Mustangs. It just makes them that much faster. But this header itself is made out of stainless steel, and I'm going to show you what this thing's all about. Let's check it out. The header itself comes just like this. It's highly polished. It's a stainless steel, which means that it will resist rust. One thing it's got on it that's really neat is this really thick flange right here. If you look at the size of that flange there, and you look at, say, the flange on this old header here, it's almost twice as thick. What does that do? It helps the header to prevent it from warping. See, when headers sit on the side of an engine so long, they tend to warp out, and that's what creates leaks. If you have a really thick flange, that'll prevent that from happening, and that's what Drake has done here. The other thing is that these are called mandrel bends, these fancy little bends that this thing's got on it here, how smoothly this flows. It's a mandrel bend because it's been put in a machine and more shaped than just bent. You can see by this pipe I have here how it was basically just kind of bent over as opposed to mandrel bending, and it gets all these gathers in it. Not a real big deal, other than it really chokes it around the curves, and that will restrict the flow of exhaust gases, and that's the last thing you want out of a good header. So these headers here, they fit the car, they look fantastic. They got the thick flange, they got the mandrel bending, they got a lot going for them. We've put one on an engine here, and I'm going to show you how it looks. I threw a set of these headers up on this little 289 to really give you an idea of how nicely these things fit. The thing about headers is they can be a pain in the neck to put on a car, but they've really minimized the amount of time it takes to put one on a set of 289s. This flange, you can see the benefit of it now, how nicely it goes around the spark plug, so you got plenty of room to remove and install your spark plugs. You can see the advantage now with this really thick flange that goes across here. The reason is because you want all four of these tubes to stay put on the side of this engine so you don't get any exhaust leaks. That mandrel bending I was talking about, check it out. Look how nice that works. These things here are going to funnel down into this pipe like this, hence Ys. One Y here, and then this Ys into here. Tri-Y headers. That's why it's called a tri-Y header. But these mandrel bends make it a nice flow of gases to exit out the back. And you can see how nicely it hugs the transmission. A lot of headers come straight down, and they kind of like dangle on the road, and you end up hitting the road. Not these, man. They're nicely tucked up in there. They go around the starter so the starter won't get overheated, and then they exit out the back nicely. So a guy could potentially get this done on a Sunday afternoon and have no issues at all. That's how nice these headers are. The other thing that they include in the kit is everything you're going to need to put this together. You got your stainless steel gaskets around your heads. You got your stainless steel collector gaskets here. Even a set of stainless steel reducers to funnel it into the existing exhaust. And the flanges for the reducers are that thick too. Look how thick these things are. Really minimizes exhaust leaks. The last thing you want to do is have that bad exhaust sound that headers have once they start leaking. It sounds like you got a push rod issue or something. You won't get any of that with these headers. So go on Scott Drake's website, scottdrake.com. You'll see things just like this and all sorts of new innovative things. These guys over at Scott Drake, they eat, drink, and sleep Mustangs like you would not believe. So check out the website, scottdrake.com. And if you talk to anybody over there, make sure you tell them the doc sent you. it doesn't seem that long ago that the 90s Mustangs came out, and I tell you what, they are getting pretty old. We've been having a lot of the lower ball joints falling out of these things. Check this out, you'll see what I'm talking about.
The ball joint is pulled right out of its socket. After hammering out what is left of the old ball joint, the new one is pressed into place with a tool. Install the nut, cotter pin, grease it up, you're ready to go.
Cody? Dad's got another project for us to do. Those columns that we moved over there last summer.
The big ones?
Yeah, the big white one we moved over by the Mustang 2 back there.
What do you mean with those?
Well, we got to move the other two back there, and we can't break them on Dad because Dad thinks that they're worth something, but they're just pieces of junk.
Oh, that because you think we're gonna get them back there by hand?
He said we were gonna have to grab one end by one end and one on the other, but
How about we
maybe we could use this
how
to.
about we just hook it up to back the truck up. We can hook
Yeah.
the top of it back to my tow hitch, and
But we got to do it before Dad comes back,
we
because
can drag them back.
you know how you can get. Alright, well, then pull it around, and then we'll get the straps out, and we can get this going. Hurry up before Dad gets here. Hurry up! Alright. We're gonna have to drill holes in this thing to get those in there. Because we know we can hook it up there. It's got a tow hitch on it.
Well, do we have a place to hook it up?
Yeah, we can. And one go here. Put the other one there. Then we can put one here and put one there.
Alright, why don't you go get a drill?
Alright, let's go get the drill.
And why don't you tighten that up?
Alright, you're good. Alright, get in.
You good?
Yeah.
Use your dad come.
Alright, don't give it too much gas, because, you know, you don't want to break anything.
I got Mike stripping a set of fenders over here for quite a while. Let's see how things are moving along over there.
Man. Holy mackerel, how much paint is on this thing?
A whole lot of it, that's for sure.
Looks like paint, Bondo, more paint,
Yeah, more paint.
and more paint.
It's got a lot of coats on it. That's for
You know, these cars have been around the block.
sure.
And
Yeah, this has been around the block a lot.
yeah. They need those black boxes so we can play it back like airplanes have.
Yeah, exactly.
So we can figure out where these cars have been all these years.
Exactly.
All right, keep going on it, Mike. Thanks.
I got Jeff working on this right-hand drive car that we're putting together, and it's going to be shipped overseas.
Well, Mr. D. Loaded.
think? Do you want to cut them like this across here, or do you want to go underneath the...
Well, seeing as this is the car that's going to Australia, and it's not going to have the same platform under there, I suppose... no, I suppose the way you're doing it there and hinge it up, we just won't have to put in a big cone there because there's nothing there to put in. And I would imagine he's running the antenna on this side of the car since it's going to be sitting on that side of the car.
Yeah, keep it out of his way.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, why is the carpet so short up there?
I've seen it like that from day one. They used to cut them real short over there. I used to get a lot of customers complaining, why is the carpeting so short? And that's the way Ford made them. They just made them as high as the insulation pad that's behind the dash, and then you saw the continuation of carpeting. That's actually correct, that the way it is. But now the new-a-day carpet that they make for these things, the molded carpet that they make, actually goes up higher and covers up the insulation pad. But it's really more correct to have that low like that that does not look right. So that's a good example of something that's correct and does not look good. Now we're at the point where we're going to start putting the disc brake and caliper setup on, which is a fairly easy task. Removing the old drums, removing the old backing plate, the wheel cylinders, and getting down to the disc brake setup.
First, remove the old brake drum and backing plate. Clean and inspect the spindle for any type of unusual marks. Install the dust shields and caliper adapters. And then with the supplied grease, pack the new bearings and install the rotor. Make sure you set the preload of those new bearings too. Install the cotter pin and dust cap. With the caliper in place, install the new steel lines on the caliper itself. And then at this point you can go ahead and bolt the caliper into place. They give you some anti-rattle cream. It's best to put that on the back of the new pads before you put them into the caliper. Install the pad retaining plates that they give you, and then install the hoses after that. Now this is what the assembled disc brake setup should look like. It looks fantastic.
All right, the only thing we're left to do now is make a good brake adjustment on the back. If you still got your drum brakes in the back, make a strong brake adjustment back there. That's real important to the system. You're going to start from the rearmost wheel cylinder and work your way up front to do a good bleeding on it, and then just find a vacuum source on your engine to hook up the power booster. Other than that, the diagnosis on this system itself that this doctor has given is a great diagnosis. Everything went fine on this system. It was a snap to put on. I had to make a few lines up coming off the master cylinder, which you got to pretty much do with every system, because most cars are different as far as their fittings go. But there was no filing, there was no hammering, there was no grinding, there was no oblonging out of holes. Everything just bolted on the way the kit should, and that's real good for the guy at home that wants to just do it himself and save himself a buck. So check out these guys at Kentucky Mustang. Go to KentuckyMustang.com. These guys have been around since 1984. So if you have any other issues on your Mustang, chances are they'll be able to help you on out of it, because they have the experience, and the chances are they've been there and they've done that.
Have you heard about Henry Foster? He owns the antique shop in town. Every day for 17 years, Henry's had his lunch right here at the Buttercup Tea Shop. But lately, Henry's changed. He hasn't been in for days. Folks say something's happened to him.
Mustang happened to Henry. The 65 fastback Mustang. They call it the 2+2. It seats 2 up front, and when you fold down the 2 back seats, there's room for a beach umbrella, surfboard, and a pheasant under glass. Henry's become quite a gourmet.
Got a really rare high option K-code, 65 K-code. I have Dave doing the final polish on.
This is that K-code car, huh, Dave?
All shined up, ready for the show.
Man. I like that. This is one of their better colors for that year, huh? Yeah, really.
Disc brakes,
Well, 4-speed car, disc brake GT, pony interior.
deluxe interior console car.
Yeah. I don't know if there's an option this car doesn't have on it, really.
We'll have to put one on.
Yeah.
Pick one up.
Alright, don't give it too much gas, because, you know, you don't want to break anything. Just slowly drag it. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, God! No, put in park, let's go, let's go. Oh, God, Cody. Unhook it before Dad comes here and sees.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What happened here? Come on, man, what happened here?
Pulled it with the truck, Dad.
What do you mean you pulled it with the truck? I told you I didn't want it. Preston, I talked to you about this. I said I didn't want these things in pieces and not in pieces.
How are we supposed to lift it?
They're
by
150
ourselves,
pounds, we
Dad?
couldn't have been able to do it.
You guys could have found a different way than pulling it with the truck and breaking it with your truck. Now, I thought these things had some value, and now look at it. I will pick up the pieces, somehow get the pieces picked up, maybe with a 2-wheel cart or something.
You can't drag him with the truck?
No, they'll be dragging it with the truck. You got to break the other end of the thing then.
It's broken anyways.
I don't care whether it's broken or not. We don't want to break it anymore. All right? Just get the pieces picked up, put them over there, and we'll figure it out next year.
Not sure what Dad's thinking of. How 2 guys can be able to pull these things back there. I thought we were pretty smart bringing my truck around to...
Well, it was a smart decision, you know. I mean, we couldn't. It would have taken us all day to do, you know, get both these back there. 150 pounds a piece. We couldn't just do it with a 2-wheel cart.
We could have just dragged it around my truck, but for garbage anyways.
You gave it too much gas. You overshot it.
I didn't give it too much gas.
You gave it gas. You gave it
I'm
gas.
not just gonna idle.
Oh, well, he'll get it over tonight. He's just having a bad day or something. We'll find out what's wrong. Have Mom take him out to dinner or something.
Well, you know, go put these
Go
up.
put the stuff around. Yeah.
Hey, Dave, what kind of mood is my dad in?
I don't know, I think he's a little pissed off. What, you guys do something?
I don't know, we're gonna go find out. Crap. You didn't need to get mad at us out there, Dad.
What happened out there?
We're sorry. We're sorry.
We had a general purpose of doing it, though.
What? Doing what? What happened?
Moving the cows.
We tried moving it and so we can get more work done around here because, you know, outside, you know, we're not really making any money.
Me and Preston need to get to work on the T-Bird, finish it up, and then you throw us on a job like that. Well, we're going to be all out there all day
Well,
doing
I
that.
just figured it'd be a simple thing, and then, you know, I realized those things were pretty heavy out there. So,
They are.
You know, but I didn't know you were gonna like try and pull it with your truck.
It's got a lot of power. I didn't think
Yeah, right.
you know.
All
Got a lot
right.
of
Well,
pickup.
no big deal. We can screw those things back together and put them into a spot.
I say we just throw them in the garbage.
No, we're not throwing those things out.
They're
I'm
not
saving
worth
them.
anything.
They're worth something to somebody, and we're going to find out who they're worth to. All right, guys? You did a good job anyways. Let's get back to work to what we do best, and that's fixing all Mustangs.
All right.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Ed. Yeah, whatever.
That didn't bum me out.
It's time for this show's birthday shout-outs. Happy birthday to Randy Easton, Mike Broadway, and Ray Hummel. Have a great birthday, guys. Hope it's a great one for you. I got a letter in the mail the other day, opened up the envelope, and Garden State Mustang Club, out in New Jersey, of course, they sent me a donation check for $25 towards the show. That is just so great. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Every little bit helps, and I'm doing what I can out there to forward the effort on repairing these old Mustangs. So thanks again.
Well, that's this episode of Operation Mustangs and More. Make sure you stay tuned next time for a big episode I got coming up. I just love driving these old Mustangs. I got the luckiest job in the world, man. I get to drive these classic cars and then fix them. Until then, thanks for watching.
Can't be me, I'm a rock star. I'm running on the top of a cop car. I'm a rebel in my boat, it's almost over now, almost over now. I guess you ain't heard that we terrorize. It's too damn late to apologize. When you see the mantle, when you see the sky, it's almost over now, it's almost over now. You think that you don't have to ever quit. You think that you can get away with it. You think the light won't be ever lit. It's almost over now, almost over now. Something on your chest, better get it off. There'll be no one left when we shut it off. We ain't gonna take it no more, since it's almost